Hello. It's really late and I can't see anything because I took my contacts out. But I wanted to report on day 6. Woo, tomorrow's the exciting one. Hi, honey. Day 6 was about control for me. I think it was like the hip girdle or something like that. Something around the survival chakra. And so I thought a lot about control and my need for control and how I try to manipulate others to control how they see me or how they feel about me or how I try to control the outcomes of things or predict the outcomes so that I can be prepared and I don't have to feel scared or uncertain or unprepared. And I thought about manifestation, and I thought about what things in my life I can control and what things I can't. There was a lot of letting go kind of thinking. And it was pretty effective. I actually I worked from home today and was distinctly unfocused. And it was fucking gray and total shite out. And I don't know. When I get into a cycle of unfocusedness, I tend to just feel worse and worse and worse throughout the day, and that definitely happened. So by around 6 o'clock, I was just like, I hate everything. Everything sucks. I'm depressed. I'm not feeling good. Will I ever get out of this? It's been an up and down week. It really, really has. Not bipolar. Not that I know of, you know. Anyway, so I kind of had this point at which I just sort of decided, like, my day was kind of shit, but I'll be damned if the night was going to suck. So I just sort of, I don't know. This doesn't always work. In fact, most of the time it doesn't unless I've done a lot of work beforehand. But I just kind of decided to be in a better mood and that I was going to have a good time. And it totally worked. Took a shower. I was checking out my body. I was like, I'm fucking cute. And that was great. And I felt good getting dressed. And I got to the show. And I went out to see a couple bands that I really, really, really love. And I went out sober, of course. And last time I went out sober, I was really, really anxious and felt depressed and was comparing myself against everybody. And it was just fucking awful. And I was like, is this my life? Like, if I decide I want to go out to shows sober, am I just going to be miserable all the time? Is alcohol my only saving grace from like all this shit that I feel like I can't control? And then tonight I went out and wasn't even really thinking about it. And I had no social anxiety, like none. And that reminded me that this is a thing. I have been through large phases in the past few years where I haven't had any. And it sort of just made me realize, like, okay, sort of maybe remember and realize to notice that, okay, sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. Why is that? Now I have a new goal to figure out why that is. I'm certain that it helped that I suddenly switched into this mode of like, kind of like loving myself, that's always a better place to start from. And I'm certain that my mind the way that I think affects how I end up feeling on a particular night and whether or not I end up feeling socially anxious, but I don't know how much other stuff might be affecting it or what other stuff might be affecting that space. Because it's really black and white. It's totally black and white. It's weird. Like anxiety, depressive moods, self-esteem. I feel like it's just like some days it's like super on and some days it's super off. And when I'm up, I can't even imagine feeling down. When I'm down, I can't even imagine feeling up. Anyway, so I went to this show in part to avoid going to another show where there was an emotional situation that could be very reasonably painful for me to be around. So I was avoiding another show and went to this one. And then half of that situation showed up at the show I was at. So I was like, really, universe? Did you? I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me, but you're a dick. And so I actually, went from sort of like 100% to kind of like 80% and had I was really focused on it and really not sure what to do and felt kind of crap. But I don't know. Something clicked in my head. I kind of thought through some things. Actually, here, this will be the rest of my story. Giving up control, right? Back to the point. So I watched one of my top favorite Seattle bands, Ten Sons, perform, and they're instrumental, kind of progressive, shoegazy kind of stuff, I guess. I think that's what they call it. It's some of my favorite shit. They're so good, and they've got these lights, and I knew this was going to be a good show for me to go to sober, because that's the kind of music where I can just like really get lost in the music, and get lost in myself without needing or wanting enhancements. It's already enough, you know. Not that all music isn't enough, but I don't know. It's very trance-like, you know. So it's perfect for that. And I kind of just tried to like get into my body, and like I'm often kind of like this, you know, in the world, and I often feel like this, and I kind of just trying to open and expand myself and open my body and not be so scared, and be willing to expand and exist in the world and expand in other people's spaces. And I've been trying to think that way a lot lately. And I also kind of went into this space where I was like, this is kind of like a ritual. This is kind of like magic happening right now. Like this music is coming at me. There's physical things, waves and molecules and all kinds of shit that are just rushing through me and creating alchemy, and it's making my mood feel better and all this stuff. And I kind of went into this mental kind of ritual space where I repeated, like, I relinquish control. Like, I have no control. I have no control. I have no control over the outcome. I can't control people's feelings. I can't control what people think about me, and it really doesn't matter. And also saying, I have all kinds of control over myself. I am completely in control of how I feel, how I interpret things, my decisions in the world, my behavior. And that's not entirely true either. Neither of those statements is really scientifically, mathematically entirely true. I have some control over the world around me, and I have a lot, but not total control over myself. But anyway, geez, Iris, way to ruin the moment. So I did that, and it was shortly after that my kind of issue with this other person just kind of broke in half and fell apart. And in that moment, the third band was on. I was kind of just bored as shit with them, and I went to hang out in the back of the High Line, which is one of my favorite kind of pensive places. And I just kind of sat there alone, and I was about to take out a book and read it, which is something I also really love doing, reading books at bars when music is playing. But I noticed that I just kind of wanted to like really be in the moment. I wanted to be in my body and ingest everything around me. And, you know, I'm looking out the window, and there's people outside, and they're dancing and fucking off and just being people, and there's neon lights everywhere and these beautiful man-made weird things that we've done, Christmas lights. Oh, humanity, Christmas lights. Best invention. So, yeah. All in all, I'd count tonight a success. It was really revealing and informative to be out to a show during this little break I'm taking, and remember and realize that it is possible for me to be sober and not have social anxiety. I should know that. I do it at work all the time. Do I ever have social anxiety at work? That's an interesting question. That's really interesting. I wonder if I do. Anyway. And I can, you know, obviously enjoy the music. These are things that I've known, but they're things that I've forgotten. You know, I've felt so, I need this, or I want this, or this will make everything better, kind of. I've been in that mentality, and tonight just kind of, you know, blew that all away again, which is really, really good. Anyway, I guess I don't have anything else to say. How long is this? Oh my god, it's almost like 10 minutes. Sorry. It's okay. I forgive myself. Ooh, is my makeup all fucked up? No, I guess not. Look, I put little green dots here and here. I feel like an anime character a little bit. Okay. Nah. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm kind of delirious. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support so far. Tomorrow I get to let go of my life, my body, my life, my attachment to love, I think, because that's a survival thing for me. And I get to hang out with Pluto for a little bit. He's going to be my Dark Goddess stand-in. I told everybody that he's probably really cute and we're possibly going to make out. And I figure this ritual, if I am going to consider myself a chaos witch of any kind, can go however the fuck I want it. Yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, so good night.